All right, we're recording. So welcome everyone. Thank you so much for being here. This is how we're gonna meet. So from now on, the whole semester. So hopefully you guys will become comfortable with how we're doing things. Today, I've got a chat. So let's see what that says. I was wondering how I can get a copy of the general code. Okay, so Evan, I hope I'm saying your name right. I've already spoken to somebody, but you can ask me that offline. Email me and I'll let you know, because apparently something's going on with the bookstore, but we'll talk about that offline. But anyway, thank you for coming. This is your General Chemistry 231 class. Today, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go over the syllabus. It's a long syllabus, I know, but it is important, and you guys do have to actually read it and make sure you understand everything. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm going to skim it and tell you the important things, which still will take a long time. All right. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys. Since I am sharing my screen, realize that I might not see if you guys are writing a chat or asking a question in the chat. So you just speak up. You don't have to wait till I'm done talking. You can interrupt me. This is more of a discussion. I'm not lecturing you or anything like that, all right? So just stop me if you have a question, if you're confused about something. All right, so I'm gonna start sharing, and hopefully you guys see my screen. I don't see anybody's face because all of your videos are off. So can someone tell me that they see my screen?
I can see it.
Okay, cool. See it. Awesome. So, okay, so I'm going to start from the beginning just in case, for the benefit of people that may, probably logged on today, like Isaiah. Welcome, Isaiah, again. But anyway, this is where you would go find our class. Obviously, you see here that I've given you already so many announcements. I'm big on announcements. I told you guys in the tryout session yesterday. So you got to read all your announcements. And what I would suggest is that you actually download the Blackboard app. I'll talk about that a little bit later. But anyway, this is the Blackboard course shell. I'm going to enter what you see, because obviously mine has more stuff, but I'm going to enter what you see. So it's pretty much the same. And I go through this in the navigation video, so I'm not going to go through it here. For those of you that are joining us for the first time, you might not understand what I mean by the navigation video, but your task is to basically, once you get into this course shell, is basically click on every single link you see here to familiarize with the course shell. One of the things being, click on that second link that says course overview and materials. And I made a video that helps you navigate the course shell. So this will tell you where to find things in the course shell. So I would watch that. But anyway, I'm going to go over the syllabus today. So here's the syllabus for those of you that might not know where to access it. Hold on one second. Yes, Miss Campbell, I'm in class right now. Yes, ma'am. I'm in class right now, so he's gonna have to wait till 4:30. He can wait outside of Melissa's office. Yes, I'll talk to him when I'm done. Okay, bye-bye. All right, you're welcome, bye-bye. Sorry, somebody's actually trying to find me. Anyway, so anyway, this is where I'm gonna be talking about today. I already downloaded, or I have it in my computer. So here it is, guys. Here's the syllabus, and again, I'm not gonna go read everything. I'm just gonna go over the important things, and hopefully you guys have questions or whatever we can go over. So obviously the beginning is all of the information about me. You know how to contact me. The course description describes this course, obviously. And then the stuff in blue sort of tells you basically how to meet today, which all of you guys are on. So thank goodness that you can log on. But it talks about the tryout session that we did yesterday, all that stuff. Okay, course outcomes. So this is important, but I'm not going to read it. It's basically, this is all the stuff that you should know by the end of this course. You should feel comfortable explaining and talking to someone about all of these things at the end of this course. Okay, co-requisites. So you do need to take lab. So that's why probably that person Evan was asking about the lab. You do need to take the lab with this course. And I'm not your little course instructor, so I do not know, but I will be more than happy to help you search for books or connect you to your professor, whatever it is that you need. You do have to take Math 107 and have completed it successfully for you to be able to take this course and not be kicked out of it. Okay, the book. You guys need the book, all right? And it doesn't matter what book you get. I mean, I would love that you got our book. And just since I have it here, this is our book, okay? This is actually the old edition. The new edition is white. It's a white color. But it costs a lot of money. But regardless, I mean, it really does cost a lot of money. It costs like, I think like 250 bucks. It's ridiculous, right? But you don't, I gave you options. The options are you can get an older version, which is substantially cheaper, or you can get a PDF version of the book, which is, I think like $15 or $20, or I give you a free option. Look at this right here. So I talked about this already. Look at it, go to openstacks.org. It's not our book, all right? But chemistry is chemistry. And this is to prove to you that you need to read something. You cannot get what you need to get from this course, especially online, from just coming to class and watching the videos. You can't, you have to read. So you do need a book, and you need to start reading now. What else do you need for this class? So you do need an iClicker. How many of you know or have used iClickers before? Have any of you used iClickers before?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Okay, so it's easy,
No.
right? So iClickers, if we were face-to-face, iClicker is basically like a remote control that you would buy. And what you do with this remote control is that's how you are going to take our quizzes, our bonus quizzes at the beginning of the class. And you're like, oh, bonus, I don't need to buy it. Well, you shouldn't think bonus points in this class, you shouldn't think of them as bonus points. You should think of them as points, because everyone needs bonus points to be, you know, in an okay spot in this class. So we're not face-to-face. So iClicker actually is an app that you get. And this is the only thing that costs money, all right? So in this term, well, besides the class, but you do need to get it. It's $15 for the whole semester. And it gives you access on your phone to take quizzes when we're in class. So for example, I'll post something on the screen, and you'll be logged on to our class, and you answer it, and that grade automatically gets posted to your Blackboard. So it's automatically graded, and we can discuss it. I can actually see who answered what, and we can go from there. It's a great tool. So the information is in the syllabus, don't worry. But that's what the iClicker remote refers to. You need to get that, okay? Information about me, obviously you read that already, hopefully you have. So components of the class, we've got Blackboard, obviously. I do everything through Blackboard. I send 1,000 announcements each day. So you need to make sure that you're downloading the Blackboard app, so that when I send an announcement, you actually get it as a notification on your email, all right? Because there's times that I might want to ask you a question or give you a bonus assignment or whatever it is, right? Give you information. You need to be sure that you're getting the announcements as I'm sending them, all right? Videos. I have obviously a lot of videos. You probably have noticed that already. There's two types of videos. There's the chapter videos, which is what this one refers to. And then there's these quick tutorial videos. Okay, chapter videos were made years ago. They're boring as hell, okay? I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. They are boring, yes, and I can see Kennedy shaking her head up and down. Yes, they are. I made them years ago. I was learning the software. I didn't know all the tools that were available to me. So they are boring, but there's a lot of information in there. So you do need to see them, at least watch them once. The quick tutorial videos are videos that I'm making now. They're new, and they're short, and they're more concentrated on one topic. The chapter videos are everything in the chapter all condensed to one video, right? The quick tutorial videos, basically, you saw this. Sig Figs quick tutorial just talks about sig figs. Metric units just talks about metric units. So it's more concentrated, they're faster. And these quick tutorial videos are cool because they're interactive. They actually ask you a question within the video, and you have to answer that question for you to proceed in the video. I will go over that a little bit more at the end to show you what I mean by that when we go back to the course shell. So anyway, discussion forums, I don't really use them in this class, but I have it there. There is one discussion forum that I've posted, and that's the introductions discussion. You should introduce yourself to people. I mean, this is online. How are you going to get to know people? If you need help, if you need a support group, whatever. If you want to ask a question, go post it in the discussion forum. But I would love for you guys to at least introduce yourself to the class. Remember, this section, this course shell is both classes together. So you've got people from the section number 1 and you guys are in this same course shell. So you can actually talk to people from the other class. It's great. It's a great resource. So use it. Okay, this is important. So, and by the way, this date is wrong. If you've already looked at the syllabus before, this date was wrong on your syllabus. So I'm going to update it, but this is the correct date. Okay, so tomorrow we're having class, but also you have something that you need to do. You have to do a pre-test. And you're like, wait a minute, what? A test? We just started class. Yes, I don't want you to study. I don't want you to recap or review anything. It's basically like a pre-assessment before the class. I want to know what knowledge you know coming in. All right, that's basically what it is. It's all multiple choice. It's I think 30 questions or 31 questions, and it asks you basic math, basic chemistry knowledge questions. All right, so I do not, please do not study for it. Do not use your book. Do not use Google. Do not use notes. Do not use anything. Just go in there, and what you know, and what you don't know, you don't know. What happens is at the end of the course, right? Because all of you guys are going to still be here, right? At the end of the course, you will take the same exact test. And if you take both the pre and the post test, you'll get bonus points. So already you literally have like 3 different ways of getting bonus points in this class. You have the iClicker quizzes at the beginning of the class. Those quick tutorial videos have those embedded questions. That's bonus points. And then you've got this that are bonus points. So you have to take that test tomorrow anytime between 2 and 10. How do you take it? Let me show you. I'll go back to the course shell just so everyone, since we're talking about it right now, you see this little link right here, pre-post test. You won't see anything right now. It's not available right now, but it will become available tomorrow, 2 to 10, anytime. It should take you maybe 30 minutes, 35 minutes to complete the questions. All right, any questions on that? Good, everyone good? All right, I'm assuming silence means good. Okay, so that's important. You gotta do that tomorrow. Okay, classroom rules of conduct. I'm not gonna go over this. Obviously, don't cheat, and you have to attend. You've got to be here, all right? I do take attendance. I mean, I don't take attendance, but I do take attendance because you guys are listed to see who's here or not. So I will look at that, and I will report it to whatever it is that we need to report into you, all right? Calculator is important. You can only use a scientific calculator in this class. Well, for the exams, you can use whatever you want when you're studying, I don't care. But for the exams, you can only use a scientific calculator. So what does that mean? It's the cheap one. The cheap one that has, here, I think I have one. It's like the cheap one. So the ones that don't graph, basically. That's what you can use, okay? You cannot use a graphing calculator. I have reasons for it. We can talk about it offline if you're interested. All right. So statements concerning the Americans with Disabilities Act. If you guys need to talk to me about it, please talk to me offline. I'm more than willing to accommodate things that you need. All right. So definitely talk to me about that offline. Okay. So here's the iClicker. So for you guys to actually get this, you have to follow these directions. It gives you step-by-step directions. I have already set up our class in the software. So you should be able to basically, when you download the app, you open it, follow these directions, and you should be able to find my class, CHEM231, whatever, FA2020, whatever I set it up as. You should be able to find it and access and apply or whatever it is that you have to do, get an account. It's free to get an account. And then you have to pay for the subscription, which is $15. You do have to get this by August 19th, which I believe that is next Wednesday, I think. Yes. So we're going to be doing our first iClicker quiz next Wednesday, right at the beginning of class. So that's how we start classes. Any questions on that? Or can I go and move on? Cool. All right. You guys, I like interaction. So please talk to me if you have
a question.
Questions. Yes. What's up? Kezia. Hi, Kezia. I remember you from yesterday. What's up? How are you? Can't hear you, darling.
Do we get points for just doing the quizzes, or do we have to get them right in order to get the points?
Oh no, you have to get them right.
Okay.
There's no participation here. It's good for you to participate, but we don't get participation points. I think of that as like elementary points, elementary school points. So no, you only get them if you get them right. But you don't get anything wrong. You don't get penalized if you get them wrong, which is cool. Okay, so TCAL, if we were face-to-face, TCAL is an awesome place that you can go and actually get free tutoring. Most of you are freshmen, so you might not know about that, but there is a place on campus that you can go and get free tutoring for this class specifically, which is awesome. I know that this semester they are doing things virtually, so you can set up virtual tutoring hours. I don't know what tools they have. I don't know if, I don't know how it's going to work. And they haven't even opened up yet. But as soon as they open up, I will send out an announcement and give you the info. So if you guys are interested in that, it's a cool resource to use. I do know that the tutors, the chemistry tutors that tutor there, I hire them. So I know they are good, okay? They're students that basically have taken my class and gotten A's in my class. And A's don't, I don't hand those out easily. So if you get an A in my class, it's because you actually really, really know the material and you proved it, yeah? So it is a resource. I'll let you know as soon as I know how to get in touch with them. Email policy. So I have to put this on here. We're in a pandemic, and I've already talked to a bunch of students that don't have TU emails. I'm not supposed to. The rule is it's a FERPA law type thing. I can get in trouble if I communicate with you not through your school email. So please, if you're gonna email me, please try to do it through your TU email. And as I'm saying this, I'm realizing that I'm going to be asking you for your Gmail accounts for some other activity that we're doing tomorrow. But anyway, for official conversations and stuff like that, email me through your TU email. All right, cool. You can read email and Blackboard policies. You can read that. Okay, so obviously virtual office hours. I'm going to do my office hours virtually, just like we're doing class. If you want to do a face-to-face, I am open to that. I'm actually on campus right now, right? So I am open to doing a face-to-face one-to-one. I'm not okay with like a class full of people in a hot room with no ventilation and the room, and no sanitation, no hand sanitizers. I'm not okay with that. I'm still sort of very nervous about stuff like that. So I am okay though with meeting you guys one-to-one if you want help. But first, I would suggest let's try to do the virtual office hour, because it really is. You'll see, I'm going to show you at the end of the class. It's almost the same. It's exactly the same as if I was face-to-face to you, with you in a classroom. But anyway, so that's the information in the blue. Obviously, the online synchronous meetings, that's what we're on today. So you guys obviously know how to do it. It's how to log on and get the Zoom link and blah, 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 blah. Okay. Synchronous activities, that's basically these type of activities. Moving on. Okay, so this is important, this first thing here on the top of the page. If you do have a problem, right? So we are going to be taking our exams online. I'll talk about that in a second. But let's say you have an issue, like let's say your computer freezes in the middle of your exam. You've got to know what to do exactly the moment it happens. So for example, I require you to take a screenshot of like a print screen. If an error happens, immediately print screen it, and you've got to email it to me, because I'm not going to just reopen up an exam. You only have one trial for an exam, so you've got to prove it to me. It's not that I don't believe you, but you've got to follow this protocol. So make sure you read that carefully. So if anything like that happens on your exams, you know what to do. All right. Academic honesty, don't cheat. That's basically what that says. Okay, please don't cheat. It's only going to hurt you. I promise. All right, so exams. We're going to take, well, 4 class exams and then a final. They're all going to be online. Here's the deal. You have to choose how you're going to take them. All right, you have 2 options. You can either take it with ProctorU, or you can take it with RLB, Respondus Lockdown Browser. Has anybody ever used either of these things?
I've used
Yes.
ProctorU.
No,
Okay.
I use Respondus.
Okay, so there's a mixture. So some have used this, some have used that. Great. I will say that ProctorU is the difference at the beginning, before I knew this information right that I'm about to tell you, is that ProctorU costs money. It's easier to use because all you got to do is just sign up and pay. That was the big difference, is you have to pay for ProctorU, and that's why it was easier to use, because you have to pay. But I just found out yesterday, sorry, the day before yesterday, that TU might be paying, that they actually, I mean, the provost stated it, that they're going to be paying for you guys to use ProctorU. So if that's the case, I mean, ProctorU is easy. It's really easy. And what is it? So for those of you that don't know, ProctorU is a system that you would have to get your account. It's free to get an account, but you would follow these directions here, get yourself an account, sign up. And what happens is you sign up for someone to basically monitor you while you're taking your exam. Your exams are on Blackboard. You will click on the exam tab in your Blackboard course shell. But before you do that, you go to ProctorU, you set up, the person starts watching you, and then they monitor you as you take your exam. That's it. That's what ProctorU is. But for that service, since someone's actually sitting there, you got to pay for that person to actually sit there and watch you. But I believe it's going to be free. That is what the provost said. So that is option number one. Option number two is RLB. Some of you have used this. The trick with RLB is that sometimes it doesn't work for everybody. Like RLB on certain computers has a lot of problems. Like it doesn't download the software properly, whatever. So that's why I gave you the option. Now they're both free options. So what is your task? Your task is you have to let me know by this Friday, like not tomorrow, the next day. You got to let me know by Friday which method you want to use. Whatever method you decide, you got to stick with it. Okay, so that it's an important decision, because you can't flip back and forth. Oh, I'm going to use ProctorU this time. No, because it'll make my life impossible. So you got to let me know what you're going to be using. If you're not sure, that's why you need to read this carefully and make sure that if you're interested in using RLB, that RLB works on your computer. And if it does, then I can give you like a fake test to make sure that it'll work with my exam. But you got to do all of that before Friday. Regardless, you got to tell me before Friday. Okay. So that is obviously a task that you have to do.
Wait, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
The 21st Friday or the 14th? Like tomorrow, Friday?
Yeah. Like the 14th. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Good question. So one other thing, cam scanner. Has anybody ever used cam scanner, or do they know what that is?
Yes.
Yay, we've got somebody that's used it. Okay, that's one person. So cam scanner.
I use it.
Awesome. So this is not going to be news for you. So for those of you that have never used it, Cam Scanner is a free app. So get it. Look for it right now. See how it's highlighted? It's called just like that, Cam Scanner. Okay, and what it does, it basically scans your pages into PDFs so that you can email or do whatever with them. It's great. So why
is it like we can use it like if we want to like scan our homework to you, or like scan anything that needs to be given to you?
Yes, ma'am. That's exactly what I want it for. I don't really give homework, but if you're doing assignment, whatever, but most importantly, it's for your exams. So your exams, if any of you guys know me, like I'm big on you writing. Like I don't do multiple choice questions. That is not what I do. I might give you one or two because, we're in pandemic and I'm feeling nice, but it's mostly going to be you writing out your work, right? Showing me your work. So you're going to be writing on a piece of paper. You're going to be taking the exam with whatever, but you're going to be writing your answers on a piece of paper. When you're done with your exam, you submit, you hit submit on Blackboard, but then you take your phone and you use cams because your phone's going to be off. So you'll turn on your phone, you scan all your pages with Cam Scanner, and then you email them to me. That's it. That's how, because I need it to be with Cam Scanner, because Cam Scanner actually makes all the pages legible, number one. Number two, you can make a batch. Like you don't have to email, like for example, if you take a picture, you got to take 7 pictures and then you email me 7 pictures. No, I don't want that. And then also when you take pictures, people don't know how to take pictures sometimes. Like they take them blurry, it's dark, I can't see, it's a problem. So this thing, Cam Scanner, makes everything super legible and it makes it all in one batch. So I get one PDF, it's great. So you gotta download that, do that now. But yes, also for other things that you might need to upload or whatever, always use Cam Scanner. It's such a great tool and it's free. All right, so remember, August 14th, you got to tell me how you're taking it. Tomorrow, we're taking that pre-test 2 to 10, anytime 2 to 10. So those are the two big things you got to remember. All right, so you hear I talk about Cam Scanner, yada, yada. All right, so here we are. What are we doing in this class? I talked about it already, we have 4 exams. In this class, we cover 10 chapters, okay? I showed you the book. It's chapters 1 through 10. The first exam is chapter 1 and chapter 2. Second exam, chapter 3 and chapter 4, so on and so forth, okay? All of the exams are gonna be taken online. I will say, since I'm on this subject, excuse me, I will say that most everybody in the first weeks of class, like the stuff that we're going to be going over right now is going to be super easy. You guys are going to, well, for most of you, right? Maybe not, but for most of you, you're going to be like, oh, this is cake. Like, it's just simple math things. Like, maybe if you guys are engineers, you're going to be like, I don't really need to do anything for this class. It's going to be super easy. And don't trick yourself into thinking that, because yes, the first exam is usually the easiest. It really is. And people do great. Most people do great. Once we start talking about chemistry, which we will start actually talking about chemistry chapter 2, that's when people start getting frustrated. And you have to understand that you should always be ahead of me. Always be ahead of me. That way you know what is giving you problems. So in class or in our virtual office hours or whatever, you know what to ask. You cannot be seeing the material for the first time when we're actually talking about it in class. That is a no-no. If you are behind in this class, 99%, I am sure you will not be able to catch up. I'm telling you. All right. So you've got 4 exams. Each of them are worth 100 points. And then you've got a final exam. The final exam is worth 300 points, which is a lot more than a regular exam, but obviously it's more intensive. And I will say that final exam is a multiple choice exam. Yay. But the other ones are not. The other ones you're gonna have to write your work, which is great because if you do get to the final, it's a lot easier. So you do really well. Anyway, what else? Okay, so I've got these pre-assessments. Pre-assessments are here, let me show you. Let me see if you go here where it says pre-assessment, every chapter has a pre-assessment. So right now, well, there's only 9 of them, but we'll talk about that later. But anyway, there's pre-assessments for every video. What I envision you guys doing is basically, before you start any material, right? Before you start studying that chapter, take these pre-assessments. These pre-assessments are unlimited. You can take them as many times as you want. So what does that mean? That is another opportunity for bonus points because you will get the points. What I don't want you to do is just click, 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 and you're not even reading as to what the answer is. Once you do it, right? And you get it wrong, think about it. Why did I get that wrong? Don't just click to get the points. They're not that many points anyways. So, but it's for you to actually learn and start priming your brain for what we're going to be talking about in class. So what I envision is you guys doing this before anything else in the chapter. And then obviously reading your chapter, looking at the chapter videos, whatever else your protocol is. And then you would come to class. And the day before that topic is talked about, I am going to tell you, hey guys, okay, so we're going to talk about sig figs tomorrow, right? So that'll be on Friday. We're going to talk about sig figs tomorrow. I will let you know that and I'll announce it so that you can then go take your quick tutorial videos before we actually talk about it in class. Those are the ones that I told you have those embedded questions, which are bonus points. So that is what I would like for you to do. I would like you to take the pre-assessments with no knowledge, get all the points, great. study whatever it is that you want to study, watch the chapter videos, read the book, do your notes, whatever. And before we talk about that topic in class, I want you to do these quick tutorial videos. These quick tutorial videos, you have to take them from Blackboard. I will show you where they are. So right now we only have 4 chapters here because I'm not done, but they will, chapters 1 through 10 will be included soon. Okay, so this is chapter 1 folder. And I've talked about this before. I've showed you this in the navigation video, but it's sort of like the lobby for chapter 1. All the stuff that you need to do for chapter 1 is in this little page. So what you need to read, what you need to watch, what you need to review, yada, yada, yada. And when all things are due, right? All the stuff here with due dates are due. If you go here to the chapter 1 folder within the tab, this will show you all of the videos that are associated with chapter 1. It's a lot of videos, I know, but again, there's 2 types of videos, the chapter videos, which are the long, boring ones, and then these quick tutorial videos. So for example, when I say, okay guys, tomorrow we're gonna be talking about sig figs, you need to do this quick tutorial before we talk about sig figs. Again, embedded questions, you get bonus points if you get them right. You do not get bonus points, so you don't get any points if you take this video after we talk about it, okay? So, I mean, you're more than welcome to take it, but you're not gonna get the points. The only way you can get bonus points is if you actually take it before. And just to show you, I'm gonna click on it, right? So I'm gonna click on it, and I know some of you have already been starting this, because I've seen you guys, I've seen your data, but it will take you automatically to this screen. And wait, it's still downloading. There you go, this screen, which asks you for your name. You have to put in your name, and that's how I know who to apply the bonus points to. Realize that these quick tutorial videos are also on my YouTube channel, all right? But you do not get the embedded questions if you watch them in my YouTube channel. So for you to actually get the points, you've got to do it through your Blackboard course shell. Does that make sense, everyone? Yeah, all right. I talk a lot, I know. I'm almost done.
Can you take the quick tutorial videos more than once?
You know, I just started these quick tutorials, so I'm not, I believe you can. I've set them up so you can, hopefully. But if you cannot, let me know, because I will figure that out. Because I want you to take them again. You will only be able to take them, the only time you'll be able to take them for points is the first time you take it. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Cool. So that's the pre-assessments. We talked about the quick tutorials.
Wait, so we can use the quick tutorials as a
I'm sorry, you broke up. Say that again.
YouTube if they're able to be viewed again.
I'm sorry. Can you?
I said we can use the quick tutorials. We can use the quick tutorials again after we've taken it the first time.
That was the question that was asked before. You can watch the quick tutorial as many times as you want on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, for sure. But the YouTube video will not show the questions. You see what I'm saying? The embedded questions won't pop up. It's just the video. If you want to retake the play pause it, because that's where here. Play pause. You see this website? Play pause it is the website that you will need to take it for the embedded questions to show up. I believe you can retake them as many times as you want. I don't think it just allows you to take it once, but you will only get your points the first time you take it. Does that answer your question? I can't hear you, but I hope.
Yes.
Okay, good. Thank you. Okay. So let's recap, yeah? Pre-assessments before anything, take the quick tutorials before we actually talk about it in class. And then at the end, when you feel comfortable because you've mastered that chapter and you're ready to go on to chapter whatever, next chapter, you would take your chapter quizzes. That's like the big quiz, right? And obviously look at the difference in points. The pre-assessments are only worth like 5 points each. That's a total 45 points of all of them. But the other ones, the chapter quizzes, are worth 20 points each, and they're not unlimited. You only have 2 trials. So, and if you take both trials, it's an average of the 2 trials. So you don't want to take 2 trials. You just want to take one and do really well. So this is after you've done everything and you feel comfortable, you take that chapter quiz. All right, also on Blackboard. And just to switch over, hold on, sorry. Here's the link for that. Those are like the real quizzes for the chapter. And then that's it. That's pretty much it, because we've talked about the in-class, that's the iClicker. Pogo, we're gonna talk about tomorrow. That's tomorrow's classes. I'm gonna talk to you about how I do class. I don't lecture. I'm really, look, I mean, I've been out of school for a while, but I can still vividly remember sitting in a classroom for 50 minutes and dazing off because all the person did was talk and write on a board and read some PowerPoint that I can basically read for myself. I don't do that. So the downside is that, well, okay, what do we do? Well, it's group work. And a lot of people, as soon as I say group work, they're like, oh, I hate freaking group work. But it's a little bit different. So tomorrow we're going to talk about how that is. I don't really lecture because look at all the stuff that you have to do before you get to class. That's the whole point. It's like all of the information, all of the learning and the questions all happens before you get to class. So that when you get to class and do these activities, you actually are learning through activity. You're not just sitting there watching me do something that you don't understand. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow. All right, cool. So I have a bunch of other stuff that you have on Blackboard and all those little chapter folders. There's a bunch of other stuff. There's animations, PowerPoints. You don't have to look at all of that. There's a wealth of information in online classes. And it's your job to distill and decide what works for you, right? So hopefully there's something and you build your protocol. The biggest thing about this class is you have to set a schedule, man. You have to. Every day I'm going to be studying from this, this, and this. And chemistry is a 4-credit class. This class it's recommended, just to give you a statistic, it's recommended that for each credit of class, you have 2 hours of study time. Okay? Think about that. This is 4 credits. So I'm telling you, this is a rigorous class and you cannot fall behind. Don't let chapter 1 fool you. It's gonna get harder and it's gonna get faster. Like we spend a lot of time on chapter 1 and chapter 2 because I'm teaching you how things are gonna happen in this class. But then you know it. So now it's just content, chemistry. So don't fall behind, get yourself a schedule and realize what works for you. The goals, there are study goals, which are really good. In each of those chapter folds, there are study goals for each chapter, which kind of tells you the only things that you have to focus on in the chapter. Chapters are large, so maybe I don't focus on every section. So those are good things for you to maybe use as a checklist or whatever. All right. So last page, we're almost done, guys. I just wanted to go over this so you can know how to read it. All right. So for example, today's August 12th. We're going over the intro, the syllabus, requirements, yada, yada, yada. Tomorrow's August 13th, taking the pretest. We talked about that. Tomorrow, we also have class, and I'm going to talk about how we're going to do POGO virtually. POGO stands for something. I'll talk about it tomorrow. All right, so Friday, we're talking about sig figs and rounding. So obviously at the end of tomorrow's class, I'll be like, okay, remember, we're talking about sig figs. Make sure you do your quick tutorial, yada, yada, yada. All right. And then if you keep reading, look at chapter 1. It tells you all the days that we're going to be covering chapter 1. So we're going to be covering chapter 1 for 4 days, actually for 5, because sig figs is part of chapter 1. But we're going to be covering chapter 1 for all those days. And then it tells you your due date. So there's a lot of things that are due for the chapter. The pre-assessment is due, even though it's easy. But the quizzes are due, right, as well. All of that stuff is due by August 22nd. You don't have to do it August 22nd. You can do it anytime before. But the last day you can do it is August 22nd, everything for chapter 1. When is it due? If you look down here, everything is due at 7 p.m. I made it the same hour, so it's easy. So everything is due on the day that it says in the schedule for that chapter at 7 o'clock. And I am really big on being on time. Like, you guys know me, like I'm a stickler for, like, you got to be here on time, right? You got to finish things on time, yada, yada, yada. So when I say 7 o'clock, let me scroll down back here. When I say 7 o'clock, like, you see how I have 7.00.00? So that means if you hit submit, like, you're in it, let's say you're in it at 6:30, but you don't finish until 7.00.01, it's late and I don't count it. So I'm letting you know, right? So the trick is just don't do it. Don't wait till 6:30 to finish a quiz. You've got to finish it by that time. If not, it's counted as a 0, and nobody wants to get a 0. So just make sure you get it. They're always accessible. Make sure you get it before the time is due. And then this is something new that I'm doing this semester. I usually have TAs that do study sessions for me. But you know, we're online, we're in a pandemic. I think you guys would benefit from having me help you in a study session. So starting August 20th, every Thursday, I'm gonna be doing a study session with you guys via Zoom. I haven't made the link yet, but via Zoom. And I'm gonna show you right now before we leave, how it might be in a virtual classroom with me or a virtual office hour. Because a lot of you maybe are hesitant. And I know for a fact that some professors aren't very well equipped to do a virtual class and like maybe write on their screen, because I've been to some meetings that people are trying to write on the screen and it takes forever for someone to write something on the screen and you're sitting there going, this is ridiculous. So I'm going to show you how it would look on mine. And then that's it. I mean, that's obviously your first exam, which is important, is in bold. That's in September 3rd. So that means that we've got to finish chapter 1 and chapter 2 by September 3rd. All right. And you got to take your exam on Blackboard September 3rd, anytime between whatever and whatever time I said. Any questions? Any questions?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I understand that we're able to take like all of the, or watch all of the tutorial videos and all the chapter videos like whenever we want.
Mm-hmm.
But would you recommend like us watching them, like all the quick tutorial videos and all the chapter videos before class, like, or would you recommend we do it as you announce them?
Okay, so first of all, I would never suggest that anyone sit down and watch all the videos all at once. Hell no. You've got to take things in little bits. What I would do is so ideally, I would love for you to have all of the chapter videos done by the time we start chapter 1. That would be phenomenal. Are you guys going to really do that? Probably not. Maybe, but most of you are probably like, no, she cray. So I would definitely try to be ahead of me, but I would suggest taking it little bits by little bits. Just your goal is to be ahead of me. So I would definitely do chapter 1, video part 1, before we actually start talking about sig figs. I would do that now, right? And then maybe give yourself like a day and then like do the other chapter video. And that's it. Like don't overwhelm yourself. That's why I create like a schedule. So it really is up to you, but I would not suggest sitting down and watching everything because you're not going to remember that. It's going to be too much. So my advice. Does that answer your question, Camille?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Okay. You're very welcome. Any other questions? Okay, so.
Wait, I have one, sorry.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we're getting the iClicker app on our phones or on our computers?
On your phone. On your phone.
Okay, because when I looked it up, like, because I was gonna get it while you were talking.
Oh,
it
look
has
at you, multitasker.
It has 2 iClickers. Is it iClicker Reef or iClicker Cloud Mobile?
Reef. Yeah, that's in the syllabus. iClicker Reef. Yeah, make sure you get that one. Good question.
Is it free? Because I remember you saying that it would cost like maybe $15, or are you talking about like the in-person one?
No, it's not free. Unfortunately, iClicker is not free. I do know that the Reef, they give you like a 2-week free trial or a 1-week free trial, but then it cuts you off. So
okay.
Subscription. Yeah. So it's definitely iClicker Reef. And then you search for I've never done it because I've never actually gotten the app on my phone because I haven't needed to, but it's really easy. I think people have told me you just look for my course and you sign up for my course and then that's it. And then when we first do it, we'll do it slow and we'll make sure everyone's on it and yada, yada, yada. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
The textbook, you can see me, right?
Oh yeah. Hey, Kennedy. I didn't realize it was you. Yes. What's up?
Okay,
yes.
wait. The textbook look like this, right?
It does. It's super expensive.
Okay.
Like $250. How much? Do you see how much it is?
Yes.
It's a lot. It's a lot. I know. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Chemistry is chemistry. I would love for you to get our book because the only thing about OpenStax, maybe I said this, I'm old, so I repeat crap all the time. But the only thing, if you use OpenStax, actually, here, let me show you. If we're on, I can show you. Let's go to OpenStax. OpenStax. And if you go to subjects, you just go to science. And then if you scroll down, see how it says chemistry? So you're looking for this one. There's 2 chemistries. Don't get the one, do not get the one that says atoms first. It's fine, it's just I don't teach it that way. Get this one, get the green one. So if you click on it, and that's it, like you literally have the links of the entire book here. But if you notice for chapter 1, it pretty much goes in the same order as your regular book. But that's the downside, is if I say, oh, section 3.4 in your book, it might not be section 3.4 in OpenStax. So you just have to search for it. A good thing is, like I said, it does go in the general order that our book does. So that's the only downside of getting that free version. But chemistry is chemistry. So you need a book. You need to read. Reading is fundamental. So you need to read. Cool. Any other questions?
Okay, I have one more question.
Yes, ma'am.
So I know when you sent out the email, like welcome everybody to your course, you said you want us to get the hardcover book.
Yeah.
But
that was
the bookstore is like,
those were lies.
they're still okay, so we can get the digital. Is that okay?
Yes, absolutely. I am totally okay with whatever form of book you get. You got to catch me on my lies. I tend to say different things. So I can't believe I said that in the announcement. I don't think I said hardcover. I can't believe that I would say hardcover, but I would love for you to get the hardcover, but that's me. I'm old fashioned. I like flipping through pages and stuff like that, but you don't have to. No way. Absolutely. PDF is fine.
Okay. I was just checking because the bookstore has been like closed and I didn't know how to get back in there and trade it out. So
yes, which is why that person was asking me about the book for lab. So I heard about that, and hopefully they're going to reopen soon because people need books, and you can't get the lab book online through their website, which is another ridiculous thing. But anyway, on to bigger and better things. So any other questions? All right, so before we leave, this is the last thing I want to do. I want everyone to look at their screen, for those of you that are writing notes or whatever. Okay, so I'm sure you guys are all zoomed out. I'm sure you've done plenty of Zooms, yada, yada. But I want you to look at, I want to show you, like, there's a bunch of tools that we can do with this software that probably you guys have not even used before. I want you to look at the bottom of your screen, or maybe it might be on the top, but where it says you are watching Marilyn Tournay's video, that little green thing. Okay, hover your mouse over that. You should have a bunch of options. Look for the option that says annotate. Click it right on my screen. Like actually right on my screen. Yay! That's awesome. You can type on my screen. Let's keep it clean, whatever it is that you put on here, okay? Because this is recorded and going onto the World Wide Web. But you can write, yep, hi, how are you? You can put emojis, you can upload whatever. I mean, it's really, really cool. So I am going to use this tool. I'm going to use this, or maybe like another tool like this, that will allow you guys to actually interact with me in the course. Like if I asked you, hey, come to the board, here you go. It obviously works better if you have a pen, right? If you have a pen, you can see things a lot. Oh, someone's writing. This is cool, thank you. I think the other class said, this is dope. Like, yes, it is. So, and other things that you can do, which we're not gonna do today, but I can actually give you access, like control of my computer. So basically you are taking over my computer, and I mean, I can take away control whenever I want, but you can have control of my computer if I allow you to do it, which is so cool. Think about all the cool things that we could do online. And another thing I wanted to, I'm gonna tell you guys to stop annotating. Hold on a minute. How do I see? This is good. How the hell do I do that? Stop annotating for a second, guys. Hold on. How do I do this? See, I wanted to show you this. Like, you can actually, like my videos, you saw my quick tutorials. You saw how easy it is for me to write on a screen. It's not like you have to wait an hour and a half. Oh, Justin Finkley just raised his hand. Yes, Justin, what's up?
Hello.
Hey, did you have a question?
Oh, yes. I was saying that if you go to office.com, since we have a Microsoft subscription, and you click on it says all apps, if you scroll to the bottom, it should say whiteboard. And
Yeah.
then you can make a link to a whiteboard and you can share the link to the whiteboard after the class is over.
Yeah. And actually, I was gonna do. I don't like Microsoft too much, but it definitely has a tool, the whiteboard tool. I've used it before. I like Google. I think Google products are better, my opinion. But Google has the same thing. It's called Jamboard, and it's the same thing. It's a whiteboard, and you guys can all. It's what's cool about Jamboard. I'm gonna talk about it tomorrow. But what's cool is that everyone can work on their own page, even while we're in the same class. Like I'll split you guys into like breakout rooms, and you work on your own page, and then we all come back together, and you can like download the big huge PDF of everybody's work if you want to, which is phenomenal. So anyway, just to give you an idea, a summary of how a virtual office hour might be with me. It's not going to be like super distant. Like we are going to be able to talk and engage. Hopefully the class is going to be like that too. I've taken the whole hour. I know you guys want to leave. Any other questions? Anything else you guys want to talk about? No? Okay, so tomorrow we're
Wait, I
meeting.
have a question.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
How are we gonna do the practice quiz, like with the Respondus lockdown browser thing?
Oh, you asked me that. I'm sorry. Did I not answer you in the email?
No, you just said that you were gonna do it, but you never said like how. I don't know.
So the Respondus lockdown browser is only for exams. The way that if you want to use Respondus lockdown browser, you have to follow the instructions in the syllabus, and that'll tell you how to download it and download it to your computer and be able to use it. But those things, ProctorU and RLB, are only for exams. Quizzes, pre-assessments, all this other crap. No. You just take them normally. And yes, I know that you can cheat and you can use your resources, but I'm keeping you in my best thoughts and knowing that you're not going to do that. Does that answer your question, Camille?
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
All right, cool. Any other questions? All right, guys. Well, let me stop sharing. Thank you so much for coming. I know it was long, but it's the beginning. I hope you're going to like these things because we're going to be going through this together. All right, guys. Email me if you have any other questions. Isaiah, please email me because I want to be able to meet you so I can explain to you all the stuff that you've missed. So please email me once we're done with this. Yes? Is that cool?
Yep, it works.
All right, cool. Thank you. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later. See ya. See you tomorrow. Bye.